Aloha everyone. Mahalo. This is Bill Nahalea with the Sounds of the Pacific podcast radio show right out of Port Orchard, Washington. It has been such a beautiful week. Really hadn't had any bad rainstorms here in Seattle. And I appreciate it again if you're listening to our Sounds of the Pacific podcast radio show. We've been on the air for about 3 years now. But one thing I'm going to say is I want to give my mahalos to Mr. Michael Crabb, that he's on the Big Island of Mauna Kea, and he's been sending periodic information about what's happening back there. And just proud that Michael's keeping everything very pono and keeping things alive. Mahalo very much there. But one thing I have to say, and this is something that I'm excited about. The Kalama Heritage Festival is going to be happening June 26th to the 28th, 2020. And lots of great entertainment happening. We just secured a headliner that has won multiple Nahoku Hano Hano Grammy Awards and also International Recording Artist. But you know what? I ain't going to tell you who it is yet. But here's the thing that I'm so excited about. I'm over here in Burlington, just doing some holo holo. And I'm with a very important man that's been part of our event for a number of years with Kalama Festival. He is originally from Las Vegas. The reason I say that is he has decided after 21 years, I believe, that he's moving back to the island of Oahu, and he's moving to Hauula. And I have one of the best when it comes down to Hawaiian events, very knowledgeable when it comes down to a lot of the things that are happening in the Hawaiian community, especially in Las Vegas and Hawaii. And I'm honored to have here live right here in Burlington, Washington, and doing a radio interview with brother Wally, Uncle Tavares. How's it?
This is really bad. He invites me to an interview, and he get kalua pig and rice, and little Jack Daniels.
Yeah.
So this could be a really interesting evening. Join us.
Join us. No, Wally has been part of a prominent radio station called Solid Poi in Las Vegas. Has been very well known. What they call a conduit in the Ninth Island, and has helped us, me and Gloria, a lot with a lot of things that we do. But right now, he's enjoying his kalua pork and rice. And I'm not going to give a plug to this company, but we're having some adult beverages.
Yeah, Jack is my a good friend. Jack and his girlfriend Honey.
He'd be silly. You know why? This particular one is the original Tennessee honey whiskey. And we're not talking liquor here. We're just mentioning who it is. I'm not telling you the name, but
Honey and Jack, they're long time friends. Good people.
Yeah.
You gotta meet him. Jack Daniels and Honey.
Yeah. By the way, brother Wally is also a comedian. You can tell it. But one thing we were talking about today, which we were really excited about, back in the day, I would say back in the late 60s, early 70s, Oahu, especially Waikiki, was the in place when it came out to live entertainment. When you're talking about the Casimiro brothers, John Rose, Dick Jensen, the Surfers, Lloyd Gardner, Liz Damien, and the Orient Express. And one man that was the pioneer for the ambassador of Aloha, or the ambassador of Hawaii, was Uncle Don Ho. And this gentleman here I've been talking to, like he said, he's like relaxing. Wally was actually a pretty integral part of the whole marketing and sales team when Don was at the Hilton Dome in Honolulu back in the day when live music was the king. And it's so sad that you don't hear too much about live music in Waikiki anymore. And the sad part, in my opinion, is a lot of whoever's in charge on the island is not protecting some of these old places. I mean, just recently, which is so sad and kind of an old stomping grounds, is Kings Alley just closed down. And a developer came in and he's going to either build a timeshare or probably a condo in that area where it used to be Kings Alley. And 2 years before that, the International Marketplace closed down. Sad, very sad. because somebody in power is not stopping these guys. And I think, when you think about that, money is power. Well, it's obvious it's showing that. But getting back to, again, that's just my opinion. Thank you guys so much. And I want to talk to Wally again because right now he's his bowl almost empty.
Yeah, the Kahlua pig is on, no? Libby rice is good, So it's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah. He said cruising.
Well,
Hey, you know what, bro, if you can, tell just a little bit of history. I know we say unwinding and relaxing, but when you was back in the day with Uncle Don, how was it?
wait, now when you talk back in the day, I was lucky enough to go to the Don Ho show when I was like, seventh grade, King Intermediate. Just happened. I got lucky. Grandma was celebrating her anniversary, and Grandpa wasn't in town. So being Grandpa was not in town, we went to Waikiki, and I got to meet Don Ho for the first time.
Nice.
So from there on, I was a Don Ho fan because when you walk into his dressing room, and everybody really stands to attention when you walk in, and you're just a little kid from Kaneohe. Fuck, I like that.
Yeah.
I was good with that.
Yeah.
I was good with that. Yeah. We had a good time, but you start to develop your own.
Yeah.
When you come to music and whatnot.
Yeah.
And it became different after a while.
Yeah.
And a lot of Don's kids
Yeah.
are into music, but their own music. It's different from what Don was.
What Don had, yeah.
And when you talk about Don Ho music, you gotta talk about Kuili music.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't have one, you don't have the other.
Yeah.
It was that simple.
Yeah.
We became a state in 1959, but the 60s, Don Ho was the magnet to Hawaii.
Yeah.
So no matter what anybody says,
Right.
he is the ambassador of Aloha.
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody says, he is the ambassador.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is.
Wall is correct because coming from Nanakuli, born and raised in the homestead, and then moving to Kihei, and then moving to Seattle back in the late '90s. Is Uncle? We were talking about that today. That over 50 years, Don Ho was the musical icon, and I can say, to experience, at times when I used to come from Seattle to go to the show, I couldn't get up there sometimes because the line was wrapped around the building. Down the beachcomber. I mean, you tried to kind of persuade the bouncers, but they said, "I cannot. I cannot help you because." They had buses behind the hotel to bring people in. So not just the people that were coming up the escalator or up the stairs, they also had buses that were coming in and bringing in people to see Don Ho. So Don Ho had such a charisma, and his music was amazing. I mean, even as a musician for myself, I play his music a lot, and I tell you, people, whenever you talk about, do you remember Don Ho? Almost the whole room jumps with cheers and said, "Yeah, we remember him." They go, "Tiny Bubbles, right?"
They all have a story.
Yeah.
Everybody has a story, them and Don.
Yeah.
That's just the way Don planned it.
Yeah.
Everybody has a story.
Yeah.
And our goal is to go find everybody's story, really.
Yeah.
Because there's hundreds of thousands of you.
Yeah.
And I want to know your story.
Yeah. What brother Wally's talking about is we're going to start taping on a new TV show that it's going to be on a web television portal called See Us TV, and we're going to be interviewing brother Wally for his TV show called Talk a Story with Uncle Wally or Wally. Cousin Wally.
Yeah, uncle, you owe them money when you're uncle.
Yeah.
Cousin, I gotta work it out of you.
So good cousin Wally. So we're going to be talking about the old times back in the day when Hawaii was the place to be. And when you talk about tourism, Hawaii's not getting the kind of numbers that they used to get years ago because everybody's going somewhere else because there's not really a strong draw there. There is because of the beaches and places you can go. but it was the music. What was happening in Waikiki. But then when you come down there now, it doesn't look like Waikiki. It looks like, again, my opinion, and I'm telling people how I feel. Yeah, like Wally was saying.
Rodeo Drive.
It looks like Rodeo Drive in California. I mean, what's up with that, you know? So, but
No padeo is made on Rodeo Drive. I'm sorry, no padeo is made there.
yeah,
No can.
yeah,
Pub.
yeah,
Done.
right. The thing that we were talking about is, when you have the old shops at the international marketplace, you knew you was going to somebody who was local.
That was special.
Oh, big time, big time. You go there now, you walk into these big, huge glass doors. You walk into a shopping mall, and it looks like you're walking in Hollywood. Not walking in Hollywood.
And you are.
Yeah, it is.
And really, you are.
Yeah, yeah,
Because that's what you want, that's what you get.
yeah. That's
Think about it.
yeah,
That's what you want, that's what you get.
yeah, yeah. Again, we're talking with brother Wally, cousin Wally Tavares, who's here in Seattle and making his trek back home to Hawaii after 20 somewhat years in Las Vegas. He's now returning home, and
We hope.
yeah,
I could die tomorrow.
yeah.
We hope, okay? We're just working towards that
Yeah.
goal. In the meantime, Gloria is sleeping, so I think I'll go sleep too. Good night, everybody. Thank you.
It was a great evening with you folks. Again, we got more things following up with Brother Wally, our cousin Wally Tavares. I'm Bill Nahalea. Thank you guys so much for listening to the sounds of the Pacific Islands podcast radio program. We're 24/7, so it's easy to find us. Just go on the web,
24/7.
and it's beautiful. You guys have a great evening. Mahalo so much. Many mahalos to the people on the Big Island, Mauna Kea, Mauna Te Mauna. And thank you guys. Be safe. Aloha.